Let's take a look at our top selections. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. 5 graded stakes races on tap at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. We'll kick them off with race number 4. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 3 Kitten's Joy Stakes. 3-year-olds going a mile on the turf. Strength to the outside, and the 6 Never Surprise, the 7 Kentucky Pharoah. Both stakes winners on the turf, both with front-running styles. Do they compromise each other?
I will see. They both looked pretty good so far on the turf, Dan. I'm just excited that we might actually get a turf race here with some pace in it.
Let's take a look at the Timeform U.S. Pace Projector. Never Surprise, gate-to-wire winner of the Central Park Stakes last time out. Kentucky Pharoah has not been headed from 2 starts on the turf. They are fast from the gate. Original was a gate-to-wire winner 2 starts back at Aqueduct, albeit over yielding ground. A little bit dirtied up because of the recent dirt line.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's interesting that they've run him on dirt rather, in 2 of his 3 career starts, Dan, because his pedigree is all grass. Maybe that says something about him.
Horse capable of working out a good trip in behind the leaders is the one Chess's Dream. That's if this horse runs. He is cross-entered at Sam Houston on Sunday. If he runs here, it'll be a big step up in class. Let's watch Chess's Dream's most recent start, a maiden win against fellow Florida-bred special weights. He's on the outside. He's odds on. He got a good pace to attack, and he is gone.
Yeah, this is an impressive win. He got a good trip in here. He wins it very easily, though, Dan. When you see a horse win like this, though, and only get a 66 buyer, you start to wonder what kind of field he was facing. And when you go through Formulator and look at the field he was facing, it was not a good one. He certainly took a step forward there. This is a way tougher race.
Both of It's a Gamble's wins have come sprinting. Do you think this horse is a late-running sprinter at heart? Or do you think, given the right circumstances, and he might get a fast pace to close into here, he can get the mile?
You know, there's a reasonable argument to be made that he's just a closing sprinter, and that's his best game. I'd be willing to give him one more chance here going long, Dan. I didn't think either of his 2 starts as a 2-year-old where they routed him. I didn't think he ran poorly in either of those races. And, I mean, when you just go back and watch that Dania Beach, I mean, what chance did he have in there? I get it. He saved a lot of ground in that race, but Kentucky Pharoah just got absolutely loose in there. I feel like It's a Gamble was pretty badly compromised in there.
I thought not only was he wired, I thought he was in behind some horses and never got fully clear, and maybe he was running a little bit in the stretch. I think he's a little bit better than he looks. He might get the right setup here, and Kelly Breen is a really, really good trainer. Let's go back to Original win on the turf 2 starts back. Now, this was over a very testing, yielding surface. Original took the race right to these horses under Joel Rosario. He beat 3 next out winners. They ran him in the Jerome. It didn't work out over a muddy track. I think this is a pretty eye-catching win. Not only did he run fast from start to finish, but it looks like he's doing it fairly easily.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a very impressive win. He did not walk on the lead in here despite wiring this field, and he just won, I thought, very convincingly. And, you know, and again, 2 of his 3 starts on dirt, and I kind of feel like that really suggests that these connections like this horse. I mean, his pedigree's all grass. They debuted him sprinting on the dirt. He didn't run a step that day, Dan. And off the maiden win, they come back in the Jerome with this horse. I don't know. I feel like they really like this horse, and they might have reason to. He was good breaking his maiden.
Sigiloso's recent maiden win, a race we're going to take a look at right now. It came back slow, but I think one of the reasons why it came back slow was that there was just no pace on. And I like that Sigiloso was able to sit from off of the leaders, come after this 2-5 shot, and go right by. I think this is going to be an underrated win. You see he's green. He's drifting on the outside in the stretch, but he does put it away. Yes, he's stepping up in class, but I thought this was a solid performance. Now the Lasix goes off.
I agree. I thought he was just so green in that race that you could expect him to maybe do better with some more experience. Sometimes, you know, you take a horse that steps up off of a pretty nice maiden win into a graded stakes race, and you feel like, he's caught a pretty good spot. That might not be the case here, Dan. He's landed in a pretty tough field here.
And I think that perhaps could work against the number 5, Chow, who's stepping up from starter optional company. This horse was claimed for $40,000 by Safi Joseph 3 starts back. Let's watch the first start of the Safi Joseph claim. This is 2 starts back. He ran okay. He basically was able to save ground, work out an inside-out trip. You see Chow right now. He's kind of going to get forced out by this one-horse Sweet Pearl in mid-stretch. It's a bit of a blanket finish, which I'm not thrilled about, but at least he was running on late. The problem was he then came back and didn't do much against similar company. Chow is the kind of horse that is begging for a fast pace up front.
Yeah, and maybe he'll get it this time. This race could set up the right way for him. Even if it does, he's just going to have to take a step forward. He was very disappointing last time. The race that we just watched, he ran fine. There was a lot of closing going on there, Dan, and he got outfinished by that filly Sweet Pearl, who then came back in a stakes race in her next start and was nowhere.
Never surprised the 6 might end up being the favorite in here for Todd Pletcher. 2 starts, 2 wins. This is another running fool by constitution. It seems like nothing he sires. He sires nothing but good horses. Let's watch the Central Park Stakes. And Kendrick Carmouche was able to get this horse to relax on the backstretch. They went a half mile in a very reasonable 49-1, and never surprised then kicked strongly home. He's run 2 fast races on the turf. I don't worry about the layoff with Pletcher. And if I'm Irad Ortiz, I'm taking the race from Leparoux. I'm going to the front.
Yeah, agreed. This horse has run really well in both of his starts. To me, he's way the horse to beat in here. He's got 2 fast races. That race right there, the Central Park, you can see that there's nobody running late in that race, Dan. But the story of that race going in was the 1-2 finishers. Never surprised in Hard Love. Had both run really well, winning first time out. They came back in that race and they both ran well again, and they left that field in the dust.
Kentucky Pharoah was so impressive winning his turf debut 2 starts back. We both liked him in this spot, the Dania Beach, and Julien Leparoux gave him a really nice ride. Leparoux is so good rating a horse on the lead. Let's watch the Dania Beach. He got Kentucky Pharoah on the lead. He got the horse relaxed. And for the 2nd straight race, this horse really finishes it off.
He does. I can't really knock this horse based off of his first 2 turf starts, Dan. I guess the problem with this race right here is we just didn't really find out anything about him. It looked just like his maiden win, where he got control of the pace and then he sprinted on home. It feels like things have to be different for him in here with Never Surprised drawn right to his outside. We'll see if he can overcome it.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Kitten's Joy Stakes. I have big respect for the 2 favorites in here. I think you do as well. I'm just hoping for a little bit of chaos up front, and I'm going to hope that maybe a horse like Chow can take advantage from off of the pace. I'm not against the 2 favorites. I think you have more of an interesting price horse in the 3 original.
Yeah, I just want to give him a shot here. I am not against Never Surprised at all. I have him 2nd in here. Original to me is just the kind of horse, though, who could be really good. And if he is, this is probably the spot to try to get him because there's no way he's the favorite or even the 2nd choice.
3627 for Mike, 5673 for me. It's the Kitten's Joy, one of 5 graded stakes races at Gulfstream on Saturday. Best of luck.